In a world filled with things on the internet, two men, one podcast, two pores.
How many movies or shows did you watch as a kid back in the day when you were, you know what I'm saying, when you were a kid, you're watching a show and it's an adult show
and they're drinking
and
they're drinking bourbon.
And it's like or
everywhere.
And it's like some big ass glass with ice just like that, and this $100 a piece glasses. And these are like, man, like
that's life.
That's making it.
Right.
That's what life is.
Yeah.
And we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
We've made it.
You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready now.
Let's go. Oh man, can we do a cheers just to start with? Can we change it a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, right. Man. This is our show. We do what we want to do.
I want to say cheers to you, brother. Right?
Yeah.
Here we go. This episode that we're going to embark on. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go after this sip. Let's take this delicious sip. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Same time. Don't hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
In unison.
Ooh. That was a loud sip, buddy. You were ready for it. Man, that's delicious. Little bit of Buffalo Trace there. Now, well, this is a quick shot from the Two Poor Podcast. I am Jimmy Bass. This is Jason Bribwell, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, today is Giving Thanks, right? 2024.
The second annual Giving Thanks episode.
The second.
Second annual.
Come on. So, this is a perfect time to do it. It's been a minute since we've been together. It's been a minute since we've had the time to actually get together because of everything that's been going on.
Yeah,
right?
There's been a lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot. And we're going to talk about a little bit of it.
Beautiful things.
Yeah, beautiful things. Great things.
In every aspect.
Evolution.
Yes.
Constant evolution.
Constant flowers growing. Right? Now,
when you have the right soil.
Yeah. No, we're gonna go into obviously, we're doing the taste testing before we talk about the bottle. We don't need to tell you about Buffalo Trace. What's the simple summation you could say of Buffalo Trace?
Man, I tell you what, honestly, we touched on this one and tasted this one in season 1, episode 8.
Yeah.
Social media, friend or foe.
Friend or foe. What a great episode that was.
So go back and watch that one. That's good. It's good for the young people. It's good for us, good for people in management as well.
Come on.
But Buffalo Trace is... Honestly, I don't know if there's a better budget bottle.
It's a go-to.
It's a triple B for me.
Yeah, what is a better budget bottle?
Or a beautiful budget bottle.
Beautiful budget.
The best budget bottle. Triple B.
Yeah, triple B, baby. And it's a go-to. It's I prefer especially on a day drink like this, early in the day, man, I like to throw it with a lot of rocks in there and freaking toss a drink in there on that. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful.
It's a better
wonderful.
Taste.
It's wonderful on the rocks. It's wonderful.
So we got a few in the time that we've not been together, right? Pause.
Yep.
We've got some good announcements coming up in 2025 and some really awesome sponsorships that are coming our way that we're not going to talk about yet. But one sponsor that we will talk about that's been behind us is going to be...
Blue Diamond Pest Control. Call Jeff and the guys and girls over at Blue Diamond Pest Control for all your pest control needs, whether it be residential or commercial. And you can reach them at 704-701-0876 or bluediamondpc.net.
What do you got to tell them
on the web?
What do you got to ask them for that discount?
Ask them for the Two Poor Podcast discount.
Jeff Maddox.
It doesn't, hey, listen, man, we live in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
You have to have pest control. Protect your home. It's the most important investment that you'll ever have. And it's cheap and easy for the guys and girls to handle.
Yes.
And you need it. So
it's 1,000% a good thing. Jeff Maddox and that crew over there do a great job. Thanks, guys. We do appreciate you greatly. Okay?
Absolutely. So, Giving Thanks episode, we did our first one last year. This is number 2. This has been a very, very important year for us both.
Okay.
It's been a big year. A lot of things have happened.
Correct.
Where do you want to go with this one as far as your first thanks?
Man, my first thanks, I want to bring it out with the shirt I'm wearing right now, the baseball shirt that I'm wearing. It's from my late grandfather, Gerald. All right, Dr. Bill Gerald.
Yeah, heck of a guy.
Heck of a guy, Charlatan, guy born and raised in Charlotte, thumbed his way over to the West Coast to go to the Navy, thumbed his way back down to New Orleans to go to dental school. He met his beautiful bride of over 50 years, the late Dorothy Gerald, Dot. All right, she's precious. And but Granddaddy, he's got a great story. They came back here, and he ended up working his butt off and really building up a really, really great name for himself. He had his own dental practice over off Kenilworth in Stonewall. I'm sorry, Kenilworth and Scott Avenue. He had amazing things, but he also had issues when he was older and had some problems with the ticker. And my mother, hello, BB, my love you very much, worked at Sanger Clinic for a long time. At Carolinas Medical Center, and he ended up being a face of them on certain little magazine that came out.
It's still, that's awesome.
So he's wearing this deal. He probably looked a lot better in it than I did because he's very tall, handsome.
He actually
man.
bought the New York Yankees and changed it to the Sanger
Yankees. But
back in '67.
So it's been hanging up in my son Josh's room, and I looked at it before I left, and I said, you know what, I'm taking it. And I'm wearing it. So I want to give thanks to him because he started this tribe that I'm currently passing on my roots to, right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And he was a great man, very, very wise man, gave great information, but he was a no bullshit guy, kind of like that group of people were back then.
No nonsense.
No nonsense. Came up when he hated cell phones. So like when we would show him stuff on cell phones, he's like, whatever. I just want to watch the ball game, chill. Yeah. But thank you to Granddaddy Gerald and everything you did for me as a grandfather to a grandson.
Now, is this where the day before New Year's Eve parties were?
You better believe it.
Okay. All right, because I remember attending a couple of those. And I thought that was at their house. It was like the Home Alone house.
It's like the Home Alone house. And they got the ballroom.
Yeah.
And they got many bottles of wine everywhere.
Bottles of wine.
Somehow.
Some of those might have gotten repurposed, if you will, for us as youngins.
But they were awesome, man. Great deal.
Yeah. Great snacks. That party always had great
snacks. Great hors d'oeuvres. I want to tell you something. If you're going to throw a party and you're going to do something like that, you can't just put some chips and vegetable dip out, buddy. No. You got to put some work in.
Oh, yeah. They had always had the best food.
Yeah.
So. All right. So you're wearing your shirt and giving your tribute and shout outs. I am doing as well. I'm wearing my BHP Bears Go Bears football hoodie. Bears fight. So round 2 of the playoffs last night, state playoffs, South Carolina State playoffs in 3A. Belton Honeypath High School won. Beating the Palmetto Mustangs.
Sizable.
I wanted to say something else about that team, the classless bums they were.
Yeah.
But we won 42-14, up 42-0 before the starters went out. We gave up a couple of late touchdowns.
Y'all played Christian played a hell of a game. His team played a hell of a game. Hats off to the Bears, man. What a great experience that was.
Yeah, and you got a chance to experience that home game in small town America.
Oh, so man.
That was pretty cool.
It didn't. I don't think anything else was happening in a 30-mile radius.
No businesses were open.
Yeah, but it was nice.
It was cool. Christian got a big kick out of you being there and just all of us being there to support. So
it's my guy, man.
And that was great. So, I mean, I definitely want to give a shout out. I don't want, this is a Giving Thanks episode, right? So a lot of happy things, a lot of positive things.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever we're battling,
right,
we still got so much to be thankful for.
Oh, without
we have so much, we have so many blessings.
Yeah.
On a sad note, but at the same time, it's all about mindset, right?
Okay.
We talk about mindset.
Yeah.
So my better half has had a pup that she has owned for the last 12 and a half years of her life and the dog's full 12 and a half years.
Right.
We had to put said dog down last week,
right.
Last weekend. So our hearts are still heavy, hers more so, of course. This dog's been with her through every stage of kind of adult life for her. And Mila, was at our first date. You know what I mean? This dog was at our first date, in our first weekend that we spent together. So she has always been just so loving and appreciative and welcoming for me. And she's so protective of Mama. So I felt real good. I felt real good about that. I felt I passed the test.
You won her over. You won her over.
And Christian was attached to her. Our other pup, was definitely attached to her, so she's kind of going through it right now. Not
separation anxiety, all the stuff that happens.
Absolutely. But it was a very, very tough goodbye. I will say, fuck cancer. I don't care if it's in pets or animals. Fuck cancer.
Sucks.
It does. But it was a very heavy weekend, and it's been a tough week.
Well, yeah.
But we have talked about carrying on that love and that spirit that she had. And we'll continue to. So
Good.
I want to give definitely a tribute to her and a shout out to her.
Thanks, man. That's beautiful, man. And I'm glad you brought that up because animals are so vital in certain homes, and some people aren't animal lovers, and that's fine. But I heard from a great friend of my wife and I as a family, Jason and Jen Merrill. They lost their dog Barkley a year ago. It's actually on my birthday, sadly enough, last year. And they asked us to spend time with them on their on that day, and they were like, we don't want to mess your birthday up. I'm like, no, it's not messing my birthday up. I'm honored to come over and hang out with you guys. You're my friends. I love you guys. Well, she said something that was really interesting in retort to something I said about a friend of mine, Ghost, and he said something about, I said, why don't you get another dog? You love Duchess so much. Why don't you get another dog? And he said, man, why would I set myself up for heartbreak like that again?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And what a great statement that is, right? So I said that.
Yeah.
Jen turns around and she said, I felt the same. I said, I'm never going to love another dog as much as I love Barkley. I'm not going to do. And she had a conversation with another person, and I guess along the lines of, I'm not going to get another dog. And and her friend looked at her and said, really? You're not going to get, how did you get Barkley? How'd you get that dog?
Yeah.
Oh, you adopted him. You fostered, he was looking for a good home. What if he didn't find the Merrills? What if he didn't find anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
bad people.
So essentially saying there's another dog out there that needs a home.
Yeah.
And why would you not want to do that?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
they made a decision and they went and got that dog. And she said with full conviction, she said, I do love this new dog as much as I love Barkley. Barkley will always be what? This is my deal. And I think, and I'm saying all that to say this, that yes, man, losing anything important is heartbreak, but there's something about a dog, there's something about that nonverbal kind of relationship that you have where they understand kind of what you're saying, you understand there's certain positions that they'll do or look at you.
You can feed their energy, their looks.
Yeah. And it's important for anyone out there that's listening to that will listen to what you just say. Man, I appreciate what he said there and gave a tribute to that, because dogs are a big deal. I got Margot at our house since 2016. Yeah. She's getting to be an old pup at that age. And this is one thing I want to ask. And I'm not saying I don't love cats. I love all animals. Okay? Just listen to me.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, how come a cat who is one of the most self-sufficient home pets that you can have,
what will last 20 years?
That will live 20 years, piss on your clothes,
and look at you
like I'm
what?
doing it.
What?
Or all this.
Clean this litter box out.
Yeah. And then you can leave a dog in a cage while you're at work for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then he comes out of the cage and he can't wait to see. He's the most fucking precious thing ever. He makes you feel great. Yeah. A cat doesn't want much of your attention.
They don't care. All right.
I said all that to say this. Why can't the dog have 20?
I know. So, when I was super young, I had 2 dogs. Like when I was, there's pictures of me like 1-2 years old with 2 dogs, right? Between that and now, I haven't had animals at the house.
No.
We just haven't. There's been some dog sitting, there's been some other stuff, but as far as owning and appreciating and falling in love with and all those types of things. Mila is the first animal that I could ever say as an adult that I've loved.
You loved her.
I loved her. And so I understand when Sarah's talking and she says that I will never love another dog the way I loved Mila, because Mila is a certain chapter or
In her
mini
life.
a chapter.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that she won't love another dog as much, but it'll be a different.
It'll be a different love.
It'll be a very.
It's a
different
great point.
Kind of love.
It's a great point.
You know, so I think and it's like kids, right? Like, not to say you're going to love one kid more than the other. You're going to have different relationships.
You got different relationships.
If you have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, you're going to have different relationships with each one. It's not going to be the same.
And speaking of that, and giving thanks, I love my children, and it goes without saying. And a lot of people can say that they love their children, and that's great. And I hope that you do, because you should.
Absolutely.
But how much time do you spend with them? How often do you call them and find out what's going on? You know, the thing I love about my children, my babies, is that we are constantly in communication. Constantly. Texting. Jacob just texted me a little bit ago. Joshua is home from college for a bit, but we're always talking. I think, I text my mom all the time, and she's horrible on her cell phone, and she will not text back because she says that, why should I text you back? You can just come over to my house. BB, I want to the
in-between times.
Yeah.
Miss BB.
Have thanks for the children that made you a parent.
Yeah.
Have thanks and show gratitude to your parents if you still have the chance to, My dad is up in the sky riding some motorcycles and smoking some Merit cigarettes right now.
Yeah. Hey,
probably.
Well, and also, man, shout out to the step parents.
Right.
There's a lot of step parents who have stepped in.
What's up, Andy?
No pun intended, and have done more than the biological parents.
Right.
So I mean, thank God for them. While we're at it, I mean, I want to drop some news. Can I drop some news?
Are you pregnant?
Well, in a certain way, because we have not talked about this on air, and it's kind of funny as Christian just got a letter or an email back. It's not even letters in the mail now. You remember?
You want to say letter?
You remember watching the movies and like the kid, he rips open you've been accepted into the University of Saskatchewan, North. Yay!
What a great
woohoo! So Christian got an email that he'd been accepted in the University of South Carolina. So he's 3 for 3 right now. He's waiting on some other ones. So congratulations, my dude.
Go Cox!
I don't think we're going to be yelling that in this house, but we're waiting back on Furman, Clemson, and University of North Carolina, University of the People, oldest university in the South.
Come
on. So we're waiting on those. But at the same time, Sarah and I, as I got one about to go to college, her and I are 21 weeks pregnant as of yesterday.
I could tell you look different.
I have not put on any baby weight, as far as you know.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I love it.
So we are we know what we're having. Anybody want to do I need to put a poll on Spotify? No. I'll go ahead and let you know. We're having a boy. So very, very excited.
Yes.
Very, very excited. So boy number 3, first for her, first for us. And we have plans of continuing and, unifying that love. I'm waiting on my ring.
Yeah.
It's 2024.
Yeah.
As a coworker said, you can propose.
Yeah. Throw a ring at him. Okay.
So now we have plans, and for all that as well. But we're very happy. Very much in love, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience being a little bit older now. Right?
Yeah.
Being a little bit more mature.
Right.
A little bit more well-rounded.
Having your stuff together a little bit better.
Going to all the appointments and being a part of all those important things and planning such a healthy situation for our baby boy to come into.
I think that you hit the nail on the head there. You think about it, like when you get older, you get a little bit more wise, you get a little bit more patient.
You hope so. God bless you. Hope so.
And I still have that high energy, high everything. But Curtis English had Beckham, him in the same exact situation. His oldest, his
I remember you telling the story a couple months ago. Yeah.
Son Evan. 17 about to turn 18, Christian 17 about to turn 18.
And what did you say?
And I said,
why are you going to start over?
Doing like that? And he said, man, I'm so I'm happy to do it. And now, fast forward to years later, he's coaching Beckham's baseball team. I've got a chance to go and watch it. Yeah. He's older, wiser, better, more well-rounded, more equipped for it mentally, emotionally,
absolutely.
financially, right?
Yeah.
Because look, man, we that's one thing about being parents, being young parents especially. You figure it out. You figure it out. It's
you are literally scraping together sometimes and scrapping.
Yeah,
to get
and
by.
you live in places you don't want to live. You make a place that you don't really want to call your home for
possibly,
extended amount of time. But then so I am very, very happy for you and for Sarah, which I cannot wait for Ashley and Sarah to get together because she's dynamite. I'm absolutely sure that Ashley and her will get along well. Okay. Now let me tell you something. I want to tell you something real quick. You know what I'm thankful for?
What?
Huh?
What? Who?
I'm thankful. You get a little ribeye out and you take it, you put it on a plate, you set it on the table in the kitchen, you let it sit there for about an hour.
Yeah.
Let it get room temp. Huh? Right? It's just right.
Why are you seducing this steak? Because it sounds like you're seducing this steak.
And then you take that steak, a little salt, pepper on it, maybe a little Montreal seasoning. I don't know. Right? And then you toss it on the grill and you get the grill marks on it and done. You slice it. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, do you got any tips for anybody, grill master out here?
Yes.
Get the grill up to 400.
Yeah. Get the grill up and don't just throw a piece of freezing cold meat on the grill without, number one, you got to get it down to room temperature, daddy. And then number two, you don't want your grill to be sitting there burning up where the damn deal is so hot that it's just going to absolutely stick and burn to it.
Okay.
You know what you actually could do is take a little bit of that fat back. All right, I ain't talking about you, baby. All right, I'll be humming a little bit. You take that little fat back and you hit the grill with it, and then when that steak goes,
a nasty turn.
And when that steak goes down there, baby, it's there. You get perfect diamonds. You can do diamonds. You can do squares.
Okay. Well, how much on each side for the only way to cook a steak?
Medium rare.
Yep.
I do probably 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
Turn. 2.5 minutes turn. 1.5 minute turn. 1.5 minute pull off. That's me.
Okay.
On high heat, on you know what I'm saying, on a good deal. And then you take it off and you set it down on a plate.
Let it
and
rest.
You don't freaking touch it for
Let it
10
rest.
minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes, you fat. Listen, I'm working on myself.
Don't do it.
Hey,
Don't do it.
Today's cheat day, okay? That's why I look the way I look. But listen, you literally let it sit there for 10 minutes, and then you're talking about one of the best slices of meat next to JJ Bass you could get.
Wonderful. All right. So this is why you should tune in to Two Poor Podcast. I mean, you get thanks. I mean, you get life advice and how to cook a steak.
Yeah,
so
it's important.
That's where we're at right now.
What else do you have anything else that you think that you want to bring up? One thing I think about giving thanks is that when you draw it out and you make it this long kind of deal, you take the flavor out of it. You take the Montreal seasoning out of it. Right? So what right now, what right now do you want to cheers to? Do you want to give love to? Like I'm going to throw this out there. Okay. Veterans.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
veterans make this possible.
I'm talking about your services. I'm talking about everything that you do. It's amazing. I want to give thanks for that. Tim Shea, I know we always call your name out because you're our favorite veteran, but there's people like my brother, Scott Carpenter, my grandfathers, there's tons of people I'm sure that you can name. Yeah. But that's my deal, man. You veterans and what y'all do, what y'all are currently doing for us, and the ones that have already served their time.
Okay. All right. I will tell you that I will give thanks to somebody who supports the veterans.
Who's that?
The 47th president of these God-blessed United States of America, Donald J. Trump. We're gonna give thanks for this man right here. I picked up this shirt at a festival here locally. Man, legends never die. Yeah. This man has taken a bullet for this country.
Yeah.
It's so
fake,
funny,
though.
man.
It was a fake bullet.
It's so funny. I think everybody knows now that they stole the election in 2020, but they could not steal this one. No, and
landslide.
This man, they talked about swing states. They talked about the blue wall. This man won all 7 swing states.
Come on.
and now I'm a registered independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. But, you know, you got to kind of vote where your values align. So, I mean, the Republicans now have the presidency.
Right.
They have the Senate. They have the House. They have the Supreme Court.
They call it this thing that happens that rhymes with "hi, fella." Trifecta. I try. It's the trifecta, man. It's the first time since what? 2004. It's the first time. It's a long time. This place shouldn't be so divided. This place should not be so divided. And people that are saying that they, oh well, we got to protect our kids now or protect our women. Okay, man. All right, cool. You're entitled to whatever you want to say.
I want to join in on that. Let me just insert something real quick. Pause. Did you see who his cabinet position for Secretary of State?
It's a guy. It's a
was
the guy,
it for
right?
for was it Secretary of State? Oh God! Now I had a brain fart. But he hired his campaign manager, who's a female.
Oh,
it's the first
female ever.
Yeah, the first ever. It wasn't Secretary of State though. It was something. Anyways, I'm butchering that.
Defense.
No, it wasn't defense, but it was the first ever woman to be in this position.
Yeah,
so for the people out there, Donald Trump hates women. Donald Trump's a misogynist. Whatever.
It's insane.
So I mean, he did that. But I mean, you got Hamas already talking about ceasefire, surrender.
Right.
You have Russia
Putin.
talking about Putin talking about he'll come to the table. But I love the stock market 401ks are growing.
By 13,
record highs already. They're growing. They know what he's going to do.
How about gas? How about gas prices? How the hell do you pull up to a gas pump and it's like $2.79 or $2? And I'm like, well, what the hell's? Oh. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, this is gonna be just for a couple of days. And then I go there the next time it's $2.69.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not because the owners of the gas stations were like, oh, let's lower the price. No, that's because this is happening and they know it's happening. And I'm gonna tell you this. I absolutely Chief of Staff.
There you go.
Give it up for Sean. Thank you, Sean.
Appreciate you.
We're everybody.
That's what we pay you for.
As you people can see that Jason doesn't have the whole left side of his book filled out because he writes in chicken scratch. Yeah. That's what happened.
And I wasn't prepared for that one. I forgot that one. But yes, the first ever female chief of staff.
And God bless. That's amazing.
But here's the thing. She's qualified to do the job.
She's sharp.
She's super sharp.
Yeah.
And she was she's been on multiple campaigns and she started her political career in the Reagan administration as an aide. Right. She's been around for a long time in politics.
And I want to add to that one of the things that bothers me immensely is when people are saying, just the U.S. is not ready for a female president. They're just, we're not there yet for a female president. Well, that's anybody can have their own thoughts. Like I said, we were not ready for that female president.
Absolutely,
that female president. And if you voted for her because you didn't want to vote for Donald Trump, then you're part of the problem. Dude.
Absolutely.
But guess where the problem is now? Fucking that way. Get out of here. Get out of town. Now, in 4 years from now, if I'll eat crow because we'll be on episode 1000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In here, and I will eat crow and say, you know what, Donald Trump is a piece of what. But guess what? I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Highly doubt it. I mean, you're right though. That was a great point because they have the presidency.
Come on.
They have the Senate. They have the House. They have the Supreme Court for at least the next 2 years.
Right.
So.
Let's see what you do.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what you do.
It's on you, isn't it?
Right. That's it. So I mean, the promotion of RFK Jr.
What a great deal.
A guy who wants to attack. Man, we are so unhealthy as a nation, and it's because of what we're ingesting, what we're watching. Poisons. And he is going to attack that, and I think he's going to make a difference. I am so excited to see what happens in this country in the next 2 to 4 years.
And so am I. And you know what? And then in the next 2 to 4 years, while we're doing all these podcasts, you're going to see a little tyke running around, right? Little guy. He might end up being right here. He might be the guy that does all the sounds for us, right? He might do all that. But this is what I do want to do. It's one of these deals where We're not going to do the questions. We're not going to do the 3 questions.
Yeah. Not for this one.
I want to do a parting shot. I want to cheers. All right. I want to cheers. And if it's okay, I want you to do the cheers.
Okay.
What are we cheersing to?
I will say my cheers. The last few months have been wild.
Yeah.
Getting settled in.
Right.
A job change.
Right.
Finding out that we're pregnant. Moving forward with the love of my life.
Beautiful guy.
I'll give a shout out to Sarah. Give a shout out to Christian and Devin. I'm so proud of you guys. Baby to be named later. We have a couple in the run-in. We're not going to talk about that right now, though. Submit any baby names that you think to our Instagram or Facebook. This could be really funny.
This could be great. Yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to our loved ones, our family, our children, and let's go out every day and make America great again.
Make America great again. That was the greatest cheers I've ever heard.
Everybody knows it. You know it. I know it.
This clip is going to go viral. Hey, listen, man. Cheers. Cheers to you, Sean. Cheers, brother.
Sean.
All right.
Happy
Good
Thanksgiving.
I feel good.
I love this shit.
Great job. I got to tell you, dude.